Hi, everybody. This is Alan Fine, and I'm here with John Wagner, the founder and chairman of American Queen Voyages. We are going to talk about river cruising, and then coastal cruising, and then Alaska cruising. We're on Ocean Victory. This is a VIP trip
yeah.
to position it in Vancouver for its first sailing, and this is Insider Travel Report. John, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, my pleasure, Alan. I always enjoy being interviewed by you.
Well, thank you, and I enjoy it's reciprocal.
Good.
So in a moment, we're going to take you for a tour of the whole ship, but let's first talk about American Queen Voyages and the diversification of product going from rivers to where we are now.
Yeah, so it was a step-by-step, as you know. I mean, it was the American Queen first with the rivers.
Which you thought was it.
Which I thought was it.
And then look where we are.
Look where we are. 10 years later, I might add, 7 boats. But, you know, when we bought the American Empress, we diversified the Pacific Northwest. And then with the Ocean Navigator, Ocean Voyager, it was Great Lakes, but it was also Eastern Seaboard in Mexico. And
which was amazing then. I'm like, wow.
Which amazing.
Wow, they're expanding.
Yeah, we're expanding. But, you know, I always wanted to come to Alaska. We've been working on it for several years. I think we signed the contract with Niels Erik with Sunstone Ships over 4 years ago. So it's been something in the making. And here we are today, finally on our first trip.
Wasn't it connected with what was Victory 1 and 2?
It was connected. It was loosely connected. But when Niels Erik owned the Victory 1 and Victory 2,
right,
he had plans to expand to Alaska. He was going to build 10 ships, and so I think this is ship number 4. And so we signed a charter agreement, you know, to take it only for 6 months. Albatross has the other 6 months, which works out ideally for us because Alaska for us is a prime season. We only have to fill the 14 trips, and we are good to go. Less than 3,000 passengers, and we're 100% full.
You ready to show them everything?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a gorgeous ship. You'll see a lot of amenities for a 200-passenger vessel. So very excited to give you the grand tour.
So let's go.
Let's go. So here we are. We're down on deck 3. We are in the mud room. So let me walk you through. So this is where we get ready. When you get ready to go on one of your expeditions, whether it's kayak or whether it's a Zodiac, you come in here. You can see this is room 628. So you can hang your stuff up. You'll have your life jacket, any rain gear, and everything else. Again, as we talked about with sustainability, a chance to fill up your American Queen Voyages water bottle. No plastics on board. We try and recycle everything. You'll take your boots, your rain gear, everything else. You'll put it on here, and then we'll go back to the hangar. So this is our hangar deck. So as you can see, about 20 kayaks, both singles and doubles. This door is a hydraulic door that folds down. So during our operations, we have a special dock that we launch right here for the kayaks. all your life jackets, your vests, and here's a 2-person kayak here, a single-person kayak. So this is where you board the ship. Our gangway is right here. We walk through our metal detector, as always. What you see right here is expedition reception on both sides. So as you sign up for our trips, such as our shore excursions and everything else, a couple of our Cal Poly grads and expedition leaders. And so you sign in here and then you'll go right up to the purser station. So this is our purser's lobby. This is where you surrender your passport, you check in, you get your keys. And so this deck is a very busy deck. So let's walk over and we'll check out a couple of things. Here's our library. The nice thing is you can look at books on Alaska, on birds. There's novels over there. A couple of things that we always said, you'll see in several rooms, microscopes. As we talked about, we're all about science, continued learning. So a microscope here, computer workstation, nice big windows, and a place to sit and relax. So you can see this is set up very similar to an upscale classroom. You've got fixed seating. Because the boat goes in rough water, all the seats are fixed. But look at, we've got, 7 big screen TVs. I gave a presentation in here yesterday, so everything will be on the TVs. Lecture podium, big windows. And we're going to make a big U, but this, when you talk about favorite places, Alan, here, follow me through the secret passage this way, because this is a design feature that I don't think is on any other expedition cruise boat. So this is the first one. But we're going to come through here. So these are nature viewing platforms. You can see the big hydraulic rams. You can see the control stations and the gates. So this platform folds down over the water. X-bow right here, the gates come up, and when we're in Wales, dolphins are underneath, you're right there by the bow, and you get to see all this. There's one on both the port side and the starboard side, as well as big windows that you can look out and see the scenery, and you're right above the water. One of my favorite things in the morning, as you know, I am a latte drinker, and so every vessel we have to be equipped with a latte machine. And so you get your latte here, coffee or tea, ice water, cookies 24 hours, almost like the front porch of America, but a nice snack that you can always get during a lecture. So now follow me out. We're going to go outside the lecture hall. As you can see, it's a great place for people to relax, laugh, have a chat, and look through the gorgeous windows. Little station set up here as our guests get ready to disembark on their shore tour. Here, and we're going to see if our dining room is unlocked. You can see our purser station, lovely purser. And so now we're going to stop by the gift shop. So the gift shop isn't open when you're in port, but you can see some of our AQ Voyages, wear, memorabilia. You forget your shaving equipment, toothpaste, our special decanters, our bears for your grandchildren. And we go into our dining room. So as we walk in, you'll see it's nice, light, bright, airy, but you'll notice the big windows. So we do have single seating dining. The dining is a little bit different because in the morning and lunch it's buffet, and then in the evening it's all ordering off the menu. So here's our dining room. So you'll notice the nice decor, the light, bright colors. Dining room capable of seating our entire 200 guests. So Alan, I know you wanted to know, this is usually my table where I sit with the writers every evening, including you. You're gonna notice all the little amenity spaces. So number one, real teak, you get to sit here. This is a way to get in the infinity pool right here. We've got 2 hot tubs. They're draining it right now, but it was full yesterday. You've got places where you can sit outside here and relax in the sun. Here's our infinity pool. It's drained right now, but you get to hop in, have an infinity pool. Another hot tub right here. An outside bar for drinks. So outside lounge here for eating. We've got a specialty restaurant right inside. And then I get to show you one of my favorite places on the entire ship. You've got your own window seat for a view of Victoria or Vancouver Harbor, the seaplanes, the yachts. So this is our specialty restaurant. It's not open right now during the first trip because we have a limited load, but this will be open. Just like always on all our boats, we try and have 2 dining venues. So this is our specialty restaurant up on the 8th deck and a chance to look out over the water. But Alan, check out this room right here. And so because we're a full-on expedition ship, what better place to come than to oversee everything. As we talked about with our On Science, 6 microscopes here. As we said, we drag a plankton net, we'd get something that we'd have. You've also got telescopes there, but a chance to sit here, a bar with another latte machine, you can get a drink. You can see it's a great place to relax, do the morning crossword puzzle, do your Wordle. The other thing is, Alan, we have a chart table right here. So now on the chart table, you can see the full route where we cruise, all the ports we cruise to, and you can see a great view. You know, a common goal that came to say hi, wanted to be photographed, especially for you, but a great spot. Very interesting stainless steel deck lighting. Our nav lights, wings. As you know, with most bridge wings, you'll have all the same controls as in the pilot house, but it'll give you a chance. It gives a master a chance to control everything from right here and to look over the side. So as a ship's master, when you're docking, you want to make sure you have great visibility all up and down the entire length of the ship, and you get to dock from right here. You can see our ECDIS system, radars that we have on board, damage control, nav lights, all our computer stuff, controls right here, bow thruster, stern thruster, forward and reverse, and compass, cameras. Nice thing here, the slanted windows, so you don't get the glare from the sun, but a chance to look out, see everything. You can walk around in front of the bridge controls, as well as, you know, sitting behind the bridge controls, as well as a spot for our chief engineers. So this is our fire damper and smoke control panel. So you can see these are all open and closed. So these are, everybody's seen the movie Titanic, and you've got the watertight doors where our bulkheads go all the way in between, and these are all watertight doors. So the master can see what he needs to control. This is where our chief engineer is. You can go ahead and read anything you need to on the engines, as well as, again, you've got your ECDIS system and everything here.
Well, I'm out of breath.
Out of breath, good. You hardly ever get out of breath, Alan. So we've done well.
Actually, wait. That's a joke. If you are, you're wheelchair accessible.
Yes, plus a couple of ADA cabins, plus elevators. The only thing is, in full disclosure, you do not have access to the Zodiacs and everything else, and most people understand that.
But there are things to do. If there's an active hike, you can still be here looking through microscopes, talking to scientists. There's something for every level to do.
Yep, absolutely.
One of the reasons Alaska and your fondness is you are a scientist and you wanted to get your school involved and make education, because I was going to ask you what makes your expeditions different, and it's the education. Let's talk about that for a bit.
Yeah, so it's the education aspect. I mean, all of us, Alaska is a busy market. As always, we need to differentiate ourselves from the other vessels. So, but we wanted to go one step beyond that. Our guests are all about constant education. So what we really wanted to do is say, what if we put real marine biologists, real naturalists on, and what if we even took it one step further and put professors on that were doing active research? So because I graduated from Cal Poly, I met with Dean Wendt, who you got to meet. He's on board. He's the dean of the School of Science and Mathematics.
That's got to make you proud.
It makes me very proud. And, and I'll get back to that too. But so, we have the scientists on board. And so when you're in a Zodiac, I mean, they'll talk about, like yesterday, we were out out there, and you'll see a bird, and to me it was a blackbird, but no, that's a northern cormorant, or here's a common mure, and here's the seals, and here's what we hope to see with humpback whales and bubble feeding. But we'll take it one step beyond that too, is that you'll have scientists, actual professors on board conducting real research. With budget cuts, they don't have all the resources they need. So because this is a platform that'll go all the way from Vancouver to Sitka on an 11-day trip or a 12-day trip back, they can conduct research every single port along the way. So even as we're sitting here in the library, you can see there's a microscope up on the desk. And when we go to the observation deck, there's 6 or 8 microscopes. So we'll tow a plankton net. We'll look at zooplankton, phytoplankton, and you'll be involved in the research, whether they're researching polar ice caps melting, polar bear migration patterns, humpback whales, bubble feeding. So active research, and our guests just love it. So.
And research extends to sustainability, and I know that's something that's important to you, and this ship was built for that. Let's talk about what makes this ship so sustainable.
Yeah, so, almost all the cruise ships now are going to some form of sustainability. We have done that through the design of the ship, where it's got, very, very green engines, where it's hybrid propulsion, where we have dynamic positioning. So in an environmental sensitive area, we don't need to anchor. You just push a button and it keeps you within about 10 feet, of that area. In the showers and everything, we've gone away from single-use plastic containers to bulk showers. We've got rid of straws, swords, paper cups. Like on all our boats, we have hydration stations now. We give you your American Queen Voyages aluminum water bottle that you get to fill up and take around. So we're trying to take it very conscientiously and trying to educate our passengers, especially about plastics in the ocean, the damage it does. And so we're doing everything we can to make a sustainable boat, educate our guests on that so they understand, when they say, well, what happened to my little umbrella in my drink? Well, you don't get an umbrella anymore because it turns into trash.
And then the ship, also when the ship is maintaining its position, it's running the engine, but it's running it solo and with the right fuels so that it's still conserving.
Yep. Yeah. Low emissions, low sulfur fuel, as well as hybrid propulsion, as well as Tier 4 engines. So
I know you're not the expedition leader.
Yes.
But you approve or are aware of the expedition. So just give us a taste of your favorite ones that will be setting this cruise line apart.
Yep. So the nice thing is, Alan, on the expeditions, most of the expeditions, what I'll say, they're not necessarily planned, and that's
flexibility is expedition. If something shows up, you got to be ready.
That's it. Something shows up, you got to be ready. What we really want to do is get people up close to nature. Somebody was asking me in our office the other day. They said, "Hey, John, what's the new tagline for this boat going to be?" And I said, well, really, we have marine biologists on board. It's full expedition. We want you to get up close to nature. So I said, I think it's going to be adopt a marine biologist, pet a whale. And she goes, oh, really? We get to pet a whale? I go, no, you don't get to pet a whale. But I said, you'll be up close and hopefully you'll see one up close, but you don't get to pet a whale.
No, but actually, one of the things I want to make clear, when we were on our Zodiacs yesterday, way off in the distance, we saw animals, and we got close, but not close enough where they looked up. Right. Because at that point, you're already disturbing them.
Right. Yeah. So they're just, and that's a nice thing about having biologists, because they talked about the eye contact, especially with harbor seals. Harbor seals, if you sneak up and you don't know, but as soon as you make eye contact and look at them, they're spooked and they simply go underwater and disappear. But it's those kind of things that when you have biologists that have done real research on it, they understand that, and biologists that really, respect the environment. As you know, with whale watching, we've shown that, whale watching boats, if you spook a humpback whale, they dive deeper, stay longer, burn up more of their, natural reserves, which inhibits, their migration. So we're very respectful of that.
For the travel advisor watching this, late night entertainment, piano music, the bar, but the real entertainment are the scientists talking about their research, not just talking about the animals as just a lecture, but it's actually something that's passionate to them. So that's the entertainment on the ships when you're selling the product.
Yeah. So, and Alan, I was going to say, so, a lot of them are working on the lectures we caught the last couple of days. is a PhD student. That's working on her thesis. Hers is sound and echolocation, ship movement, humpback whales on the East Coast, even on the West Coast here with humpback whales, and so just hydrophones, echolocation, and so
You get to be a part of that.
active research. You get to ask her questions. You get to hear about it. And it's great education. I mean,
And you get to help because if you spot an animal, if you see something, say something. We've been taught that.
yeah, absolutely. So so it's great. We're excited about it.
Let's just wrap up with, we're going out to over 100,000 travel advisors. What do you want to tell them?
I want to tell them that, look, I know each of you travel advisors look at a lot of ships in Alaska, but after seeing this video, hopefully you'll be as convinced as I do that it's a brand new vessel, unique, lots of amenities, less than 200 passengers, constant learning, biologists, up close to nature, and that your guests will be amazed and you'll have lots of repeat business and you'll never have a complaint and you'll enjoy selling us.
And hopefully then they'll want to go to the other ships in your fleet.
The other ships, absolutely. And that's one of the things you and I talked about because we think it'll be a younger demographic here. And then, we'll have the metamorphosis from adventure in Alaska to the Columbian Snake River to the Great Lakes and then, to the Mississippi. And we'll
see that. I can see someone going, I want to go to Alaska. I've never thought about Mississippi. And now I'm thinking about
Now
it.
you're thinking about it. And we'll have onboard sales folks. I mean, so they get to sit down and go through staterooms, itineraries, help you pick whatever you want. You can actually book right on board for your next trip.
And stay tuned because we're going to be talking to somebody who really knows American Queen Voyage sales. All right. Thank you for talking
Thanks,
to us.
Alan. Always a pleasure.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.